Oof. I walked around Detroit for 5 hours and this is what I saw.
We got progress on the Louis Greenway, progress on Michigan Central Station being renovated. We go through part of Mexicantown, Clark Park, and other neighborhoods around the area, Southwest Detroit, and near the entries of the Detroit-Canada border. So I hope you enjoy.
Hello everyone, here's some of the Louis Greenway progress, which is the 26 plus mile Greenway, which is like a bike path slash walking path that is going to connect many neighborhoods throughout the city and go many different places. So there's a little bit of stuff going on. It's going to take a lot more time to be built fully. And here's a little funny thing I found in Detroit, which is just literally an abandoned building, but it's kind of like Narnia. You just open this door and you see like something you probably don't see in a lot of places. So, and maybe it's not what you want to see in your city, but here's a little bit more blight, or I guess more so like abandonedness. This gas station was actually the last time I was here, in between recording this audio and recording this video, it was actually bulldozed, and so it's been taken down. But just take a look in there. Ooh, spooky. And so here we're going to start on to Michigan Avenue, which has arguably the best bike lane in the entire city. You can see right there on the left, and we're heading in the direction of downtown. But that's not where we're going today. We've done a couple of videos on downtown already, but today is more so about Mexicantown and other areas around there. So there's a little scooter moped. Yeah, I think that's something that Detroiters enjoy, like different vehicles. There's like this one vehicle that looks like the Batmobile or something like that. It's kind of crazy. But there's also like mini bikes, and yeah, so there's, Motor City. And I guess, Motor City, it's not just cars. Road work ahead. I sure hope it does. That's an old joke. And here's a little zoom in, see some of the skyline of Detroit. We'll get a little bit closer, a little bit more zoom in. Here's on an overpass here. Right there, the Bridge to Canada sign. And this area right here is called Corktown. It's a very historic neighborhood in Detroit. So, this is actually kind of a nostalgic place for me, because this is one of the first places I visited once I moved to Detroit. I headed to downtown on this street right here, rode my bike, and yeah, so like, that happened a year ago, and now I'm here 1 year later, living in Detroit. And that building right there, Michigan Central Station. So this park that I'm in right now, Roosevelt Park, is actually, I went over here after, and it was actually fenced off. So this area is going to be renovated right here, but also that building right there is going to be renovated by Ford Motor Company. That's the old train station, Michigan Central Station. A beautiful building, in my opinion. But it's going to be like an electric vehicle transportation hub, where they're going to be, developing and trying out a lot of things for self-driving and electric vehicle stuff like that. Building the future with heart, soul, and sweat. Don't call it a comeback, yeah! But actually, no, you can call it a comeback, because many things like the bike path that we showed, like this renovation of the Michigan Central Station, many things, new condos, new stuff everywhere, it seems, in Detroit is happening, and a lot of people don't know about it. If you're not in the know about what's going on in Detroit, maybe you don't know that Detroit has been on a comeback and a really sharp improvement, not even just a slow and steady improvement over the past maybe 5-something years. Like, it's almost become so different in a way, especially around the downtown area, which this is really close to downtown. Here's some of the art in the area as well. And we're gonna take a look at, actually the first time I saw the back of Michigan Central Station. I've always seen the front, but then I looked over here in the back, and yeah, there's actually a lot of work being done. You see the you know, all those machinery, you know, construction stuff, you know, yeah, that sort of thing. But a lot of things are happening. Like, it seems like every week, Google sends me like a new story about something going on in Detroit. Whether it's one thing I can think of recently is like the expansion of the Motown Museum, which is one of the museums in Detroit. It's just a bunch of rapid improvements that's going on. It's pretty crazy. Detroit is on the up and up, which is really cool because like it has declined for 60 years. So finally it's trying to make that turn around, and that's pretty cool in my opinion. And so on my left here, that's like one of the first Mexican restaurants you'll see on this little tour. We're heading into the area known as Mexicantown, and this is actually we're gonna get there and see the kind of the border crossing between US and Canada, because Detroit is a border city with Canada, and specifically Windsor, Ontario, Canada is across the Detroit River. And so this is kind of an area where around downtown, a lot of attractions. If you are coming to visit Detroit, this is the area you're going to be. Maybe not this specific street that I'm on, but around this vicinity within a few miles of this area, and then towards the other side of downtown as well. There's plenty of stuff to do in a relatively small radius of the city. And I also think that Mexicantown is sort of a hidden gem. Maybe if you clump it up with the rest of Southwest Detroit, then it's not quite as hidden, but it's an area that, I don't hear a lot about, especially specifically when people are talking about things to do in Detroit. But we're gonna go to the Bagley Pedestrian Bridge. You saw the sign there. There's like a Michigan Welcome Center. I believe that's probably for the Canadians coming across the border, maybe want to get a little information there. But this is a pretty decent bridge. I wanted to visit it, and so this is actually my target destination for this walk, here and then Mexicantown. But there's like the Mexican flag, Canadian flag, Michigan flag, and the US flag. So it's kind of a squad, honestly, with our three countries here in North America, or three of the countries in North America, Mexico, Canada, and the US. Kind of an OP squad, you could say. That's Ambassador Bridge, which is the bridge that you can take to go between the US and Canada. And honestly, I actually like the design of this bridge. All the freaking highways are kind of crazy. That's, all the crisscrossing highways and stuff like that. But like, just if you want to go on a walk around this area, there's a little bench there. You got a little chessboard on the table. And then over here, there's like a bunch of locks on this fence. I don't know really the story behind that. Maybe a local can shout that out in the comment section below. But here we are getting into the bulk of Mexicantown, which actually is a pretty small part. Now this, I mean, the Mexicantown is like a neighborhood, but this is just like one little street that kind of stands out above almost all the rest of the neighborhoods, because when I walked into this street for the first time, I was like, this does not look like Detroit. And even like other parts of Southwest Detroit where there's a bunch of Mexican restaurants, stuff like that, even other unique neighborhoods that look different from each other, I still say this is Detroit. But when I was here, I don't know if it's because like this is supposed to be a replication of like what an actual Mexican town looks like, hence the name, I guess. But maybe someone from Mexico or someone who's been to Mexico can tell me about that a little bit. But it just looks different and it doesn't scream Detroit to me. But, you know, maybe if it is based off a actual Mexican town or something like that, then maybe that is pretty cool. It's at least different for sure. You got restaurants, you saw the bakery at the beginning, there's some art here. Hola, wey. How's it going? This right here is not something I bought from Xochi's gift shop, but this was actually gifted to me by my grandparents from actually when they were in Mexico. But this is just like an example of some of the things pictured over here of the things you could buy at the gift shop that I showed and then that I walked past when I was in Mexicantown. There's a bunch of Mexican cultural things. This, for example, something like this is for Dia de los Muertos or Day of the Dead, and it's a celebration, a multi-day celebration of life, basically, and a connection to potentially loved ones who have passed away. And people build altars for their loved ones, have their picture on there, and then fill it up with stuff that they enjoyed and also food that they enjoyed. And that's a tradition that came from Mexico. It's also celebrated in some areas in the US. So that's just a little tidbit. Llévate las llaves. Take your keys. So, yeah. Espanol. Any Espanol speakers out there? Yo. And now we're gonna head right outside the street. That was the whole street right there. And all of a sudden, snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, we're back in Detroit again. Like this right here looks more like Detroit to me. But that's, you know, it's pretty cool. There's just like a small little section, very small to be honest. And it's just like way different. But here's some of the neighborhoods. I do like to show some of the neighborhoods so you can see, you know, if you're potentially looking to move to Detroit, something like that. Or if you're just interested in seeing how the houses look, how the city looks in general. Like I like to include neighborhoods because those are really probably one of the most interesting parts about Detroit, even given like its entire history. And that's definitely not something you have to do if you're like a tourist. Like you don't need to see the neighborhoods. I think it would be an interesting thing, a good idea to learn about, you know, some of the blight and some of the abandonment that has happened in Detroit over the past several decades. And so if you know, just go to any random neighborhood, or specifically I would probably recommend going to like the Heidelberg Project or something, and just seeing some of the houses around there, which I did a video on. But just seeing and experiencing some of that history, I think that's something that you can learn from, and hopefully in the future, that stuff is, well, slowly but surely it has been somewhat improved, but there's still a long way to go, specifically outside of the downtown area. Like the rest of the neighborhoods in Detroit do need a lot of work. Many of them are cool and, good places to live, but there's also many that just are abandoned, and that's, because of a lot of people left the city of Detroit, and it kind of rotted away in some areas. So this is Clark Park. This park actually has a ice hockey rink, so like an outdoor one, and I kind of what I want to do is go during the winter, see if they actually play on that hockey rink, because I've never seen people play outside in a hockey rink before. So they have one at this park, and then like across the street there are some more like Mexican restaurants, and this is still like in the Southwest Detroit area, which there is a lot of like Mexican influence, even not just Mexican, but like there's I've seen Cuban flags, I've seen Puerto Rican flags, and just like some a little hint of Hispanic culture in the city of Detroit is here. And another positive for like the Southwest Detroit area is it is very close to downtown, so you want to swing by this area. It's really not too far away if you're visiting downtown, and even if you work in downtown or something, like living right here, cheap housing, and really right there next to downtown, and you've got a little Mexican flair. And so now we're walking away. This is not Mexicantown, this is more just like Southwest Detroit. There's also Springwells Village, which I don't think I got that far west into that neighborhood, but this is a little piece, which actually there's a Little Caesars here. I actually went to that Little Caesars on my first day when I went to downtown Detroit. I was so starved from riding my bike for like 6-7 hours or something like that, that I ate a pizza and went there, and there's some fireworks. I guess actually, yeah, recording this before 4th of July, but fireworks are kind of like, they like to use fireworks in Detroit, at least from what I have heard, heard the fireworks go off. And even after 4th of July, I see like randomly some days, there's just like fireworks in the sky. I'm like, oh, cool. You got your helados, lavanderia, you know where it's at, man. Yo, dude. Yo, I just remembered, like, there's like a bunch of Spanish language on businesses in this area, and then not too far west of here, into Dearborn, Michigan, there's a lot of Arabic writing on signs for businesses and stuff like that. So you're getting multiple languages. Obviously English in the U.S. and then Spanish and Arabic are the top 3 languages in Metro Detroit. Tu lucha es mi lucha. So your fight is my fight. We're all in this together. That's part of that message here. I'm on board with that for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's just like a park I stopped at on the way back home. But if you enjoyed, feel free to watch some more videos that I have done about Detroit, and I have a bunch more coming in the future as well. Belle Isle Park, Palmer Park, good places in Detroit, and also some of the bad places. So if you want to see on the reality of Detroit, then feel free to stick around, subscribe, share the video if you think someone would enjoy it, and give it a thumbs up for sure. Leave me a comment saying your thoughts. Maybe what are your thoughts on the comeback of Detroit, and have you visited here before, and maybe when are you going to visit again if you are, or if you're looking to move here? Let me know that as well. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.